How's it going, folks? We're coming to you here today. We're going to talk about NFL Week 14 and basically just the state of the NFL as a whole.
Yep.
But really, we're going to focus in on Week 14 and our picks for those games, and we'll give you our scores as well that we think. And
Yep.
we just want to talk to you today and have a little bit of fun. So
we missed the Steelers game last night. They got 21 dropped on them by the Patriots. That's embarrassing. They dropped 7-6.
And that's what's so weird is the Patriots should just
tank.
Yeah, concede this season for a better draft pick.
Because now the Bears are slipping in at the one spot.
And then you got Texans and Jets. Rams, this is all 12 o'clock slot. Texans and Jets, Rams, Ravens, Panthers, Saints, Colts, Bengals, Buccaneers, Falcons, Jaguars, Browns, Lions, Bears. That's all 12 o'clock slot. So we're going to start from the top and just kind of give you what we think is going to happen.
Yep.
Who do you got, Texans and Jets?
Texans, Jets. That's Texans easy, I think. Unless the Jets can really step up the defense, and it's going to be tough. I think the Texans win 24-10.
I think it's going to actually be a closer game. I do have the Texans winning still, but it's going to be close. You can really go either way with that one, folks, because the Jets have a great defense over there. And the Texans, they got C.J. Stroud, and they got a pretty good offense, but the Jets might have that defense that can throw a wrench in things.
They have a great defense. It's just you don't want your defense out there all the time. That can run them down, and that will make a low-scoring game.
Well, and C.J. Stroud leads the league in passing. Mm-hmm. So we know this is a pass-heavy offense. Mm-hmm. So even if, worst-case scenario, they're getting scored on fast, but I don't even see that happening. I see it being a close game. I see it being like a field goal decides this one. I really believe that.
I can see that for sure.
So I would say Texans take it. It's a low-scoring game to me, too. A little bit higher than what you said, though. I'm going 2017.
2017.
2017
that was a good
Texans. Yeah, it was. Almost up there with 1738.
Yeah.
Who do you got? Rams, Ravens?
Rams, Ravens. Ravens have to be the heavy favorite, and I'm going to go with them. The Rams don't offer much on offense, and the Ravens have a stout defense.
The Rams going into this week are 6-6, and the Ravens are 9-3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you. This is the thing with the Rams this season. They come out and they play when you least expect it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would probably have the Ravens too. That I could see being a lot higher scoring game, though.
Yeah.
Depending what the Ravens do on defense, because they could hold the Rams too. So, what do you think the score is going to be?
I think the Ravens are going to run away in the second half, but I think it's going to be close in the first half. I'm going to say 31-17 Ravens.
31-17.
And I don't think the Rams score in the second half.
I think it's actually going to be the opposite. I think the Ravens show up in the first half. Mm-hmm. And notoriously, I think they lead the league in. I don't want to put out false information, but I think the Ravens have the most chokes. Their 3 losses, they were winning for the whole game, and they have a trend with that. So even the games they win, they make it close in the second half. But even then, I don't think the Rams. Their defense is awful.
Yeah,
it's awful.
They just have Aaron Donald.
The only chance that the Rams have to win is if they're outscoring the Ravens, and I don't see that happening. That being said, I still have it as a relatively low-scoring game, 28-17.
28-17. Ravens got a stout defense as well, and the Rams, for the most part, have just been offense this year.
We got Panthers and Saints.
Panthers Saints, a division game.
Panthers are 1-11. They're just absolutely awful. And the Saints are 5-7, which is another awful team. This is one of those toilet bowl games that it really can go either way because both teams are awful.
Yeah. The Panthers really want to win. They don't want the Bears to have the number 1 pick 2 years in a row.
You mean the Panthers want to?
They want to win because we have their pick.
Yeah.
And I don't think they are because they're garbage. Saints are going to.
I got the Saints taking it too.
I think Michael Thomas gets 2 touchdowns.
I got the Saints winning. Probably, man, they don't score a lot either.
No.
Probably, I'm going to say. I'm going to say there's going to be some field goals. I was going to say 21, but there's going to be some field goals. And I don't want to say 17 again because I've had somebody scoring 17 in the last 2. So I think I'm going to go with Saints win. They beat the Panthers in a very low-scoring game, 10-7.
2-0.
10-7.
10-7? That sounds awful.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's going to be watching that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Saints win. They got weapons.
And the Panthers have weapons too. That's what's so crazy that they can't put it together. Because Bryce Young was supposed to be pretty good. That's it. But then they got who they got over there at receiver right now?
Terrace Marshall. They had Hayden Hurst.
Oh yeah, he's hurt now. That's what it was. They were putting something together over there. They had Mike Davis who actually filled in for a second. Now he's gone too. They were trying to put something together, but they're back into obscurity.
Yeah, they're essentially about to send the Bears a first-round pick, a first overall pick, and DJ Moore.
Yeah, and they need to. Bryce Young just looks like he hates to be there.
Yeah,
let's be real.
I wouldn't want to be in Carolina.
Bryce Young looks like he looks like Jordan Poole did with the Washington Wizards photo.
Mm-hmm.
That first one, that's what he looks like every time I watch him play. He starts off the game, a few smiles here and there. As the game progresses, it's just stone cold face.
He's seen a ghost.
Yeah, off into the distance.
Wait, I haven't given my score. I say it being 23-5. I think the Panthers get a safety and a field goal, and that's it.
That's so funny. Next thing we got is Colts and Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
So the records are Colts are 7-5, Bengals 6-6. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase seem like a hit or miss duo this year.
Joe's done. I think he's out for a little bit.
Gosh, so they're just gonna. Because who do the Colts have now?
They're starting with Minshew now, and he's doing really good. I think I'm going to take the Colts in this one.
Wow, that's a weird one. So who's filling in for Joe?
It's some Browning guy, Baron Browning.
How many has he played?
He's played the last 2. I think 2.5 he came in for 1. Not sure. But the Bengals...
They're only saving grace. So Joe Mixon, is he still? Yeah. So they're only saving grace is Joe Mixon and Jamar Chase and
T. Higgins.
And well, they got a good team, but if you can't get the ball to it's Jamar Chase. If you can't get the ball to Jamar Chase, the Bengals are losing every time.
And I think the Colts are sneakily complete. Like their team is really their O-line is really solid. D-line is one of the best in the league. Like they're sneaky. They're kind of scary.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I haven't watched too many of either of these teams this year because I've just felt bad for the Bengals. And then the Colts, I just didn't expect much out of them.
No, especially without JT.
Yep.
He'd missed the first 4 games.
But you know what? I'll go with the Colts. They're going to move to 8-5 after this game, and they're actually looking like they score a decent amount of points too. So.
Yeah, and they got good DBs. Kenny Moore.
I'll put this one as a higher scoring game, actually, because I don't think the Bengals can hold.
They got a solid defense.
They got a solid defense, but it hasn't.
Offense.
Right.
He's gonna keep them out there.
Yeah. I am gonna do it a slightly higher scoring game at 31. 31. I don't know why that's coming. Colts are going to beat them 31 to 24.
31-24?
Yeah.
So do the Bengals have the ball last, and then they can't get a touchdown in the last seconds?
I think
Or do the Colts kneel it out?
Colts are kneeling it out. They're going to do victory formation.
So the Bengals try to get an onside kick.
Can't get it. Yeah.
Kneel it out. Yep. I see it. I see the Colts. I don't see the Bengals. Better yet, I do see it.
It can go either way.
They're both gonna be close.
Yeah, because the Bengals have a good team,
and they're gonna keep it close. I think. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go 27-24.
right.
Really close. And it's just because the Colts, they're not. They're missing something because their team is really good on paper.
Mm-hmm.
They're missing the coaching, I guess.
Next thing we got is Buccaneers Falcons.
Bucks Falcons, another division game.
Yeah, and Buccaneers are 5-7. Falcons are 6-6. The Falcons have Desmond Ridder.
Yeah, or Heineke. I think
Heineke is starting over there right now. I think so.
And then I got the Falcons.
I got the Falcons probably winning too. It's hard to say because is Mike Evans hurt right now?
No.
So Mike Evans is there. Baker Mayfield is healthy.
Yep. Chris Godwin.
Healthy or
Rashad
hurt?
White. Yeah, they're good.
It's going to be a close one. It's going to be a close one. Where is it? I wish it would tell me where it's at.
Go back. I think it's at Atlanta.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I got Heineke winning. I got the Falcons winning at home. They're going to move to 7-6. And I actually got it. It's going to be a lower scoring game, people. This is going to be a low scoring game. This is going to be, I see a 13. Nah, I'll give it a little bit more than that. I give it like a 16-9 game.
Dang.
Hold on, let me change that a little bit. We'll do 16-10 just to make it pretty even. Because if that's 9, that means they're either missing an extra point or something. 3 field goals, something weird.
Yeah.
So we'll do 16-10 for me on that game. Falcons win.
I'm gonna take the Falcons. They're another one of those teams where, like Arthur Smith, you don't know, like, is he gonna hold Bijan Robinson to 2 touches? What's he gonna do next? So I'm gonna stick with the Falcons just off of Taylor Heineke alone. He's a great player.
That kid is explosive, and he makes
plays.
He makes plays, and when the lights come on, he's there.
Yeah, he competed against the GOAT.
He did.
I think his second or third year.
And I think that was his first time ever starting too.
In the playoffs?
Like they
pulled his first game?
I think because he's been on the roster and I'm sure he's come in, but he's never started. I think those were his first times ever starting, and the kid was a dog.
I'm gonna take the Falcons. I'm gonna say I can see 2 touchdowns from both sides, and then field goals. So I'm gonna go 23-20. 23-20.
Close one.
Yep.
Jaguars, Browns. Trevor Lawrence is gone. They're 8-4 though. They don't want to squander the season. And the Browns are 7-5 without Nick Chubb.
Yep.
They have Deshaun Watson still.
I don't know. I think he had an injury.
Folks, this game is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Because it could still be a high-scoring game. Both these teams do not want to give up on the season yet.
I don't know about that. I think they have great defenses, both of them.
That's a tough one. Let me look at the Jaguars' previous. It looks like they're averaging. They score a lot, but that's with Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Browns score low.
Hey, they got torched by the Rams.
But remember, Rams, we talked about it. That's one of those teams they just randomly show up and they'll kill you.
But now is the Jaguars' offense better than the Rams' offense?
That's the thing.
With T-Law.
With Trevor Lawrence, you could argue. But now he's hurt. And the Browns now, Do you know who might be their quarterback?
It's hard to say. I can't.
It's going to be some guy, some obscure guy you probably have never heard of. Probably some guy,
I'm just going to assume it's Watson.
Let's see.
Yeah.
So the Browns, Dorian Thompson-Robinson out of concussion protocol, still not naming a starter though.
So they don't. Is Watson for sure out?
I'm just seeing that they're clearing Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
So they may not even have their backup.
They just no, he's cleared from the concussion protocol. Yeah.
Okay. So Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Oh, here we go. QB Joe Flacco set for second start. As Browns.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so Joe Flacco.
Oh, that changes a lot.
But they won't name. They're not going to name a starting QB for the Jaguars game. That's Kevin Stefanski said that. They're not going to name a starter.
So it could just be a multitude.
But if I have Joe Flacco, I'm starting Joe Flacco, because that guy's experienced and he can get the job done.
He's a game manager.
If Joe Flacco, we're going to have two different answers here, folks. Because if Joe Flacco is starting for the Browns, I got him winning. The Browns' defense is still pretty much there, and if they have a veteran QB back there, they're winning.
Yeah.
Let's look at Jaguars starting QB.
Theirs would be
CJ Beathard.
Beathard. Jeez, he's okay as a backup, but
and they're still pending Trevor Lawrence because it was just an ankle thing. It's going to be a game time decision again,
okay.
And they don't want to squander the season. But if I'm the Jaguars, I'm okay losing this one if I get to keep my guy healthy. And
a lot of teams like to throw fire to the wind when players are hurt, like Tua. Like, you're really going to cost his whole career. That's dumb.
That is dumb.
I would sit T-Law for this game.
It's hard to say.
Especially against the Browns, dude. I wouldn't want him going against Myles Garrett. Yeah, I'm going to take the Browns.
Let me look at the Jaguars' schedule after this.
I'm banking on the Jaguars.
Browns, then they have to play the Ravens, then the Buccaneers, then the Panthers, and the Titans.
I'd keep them out the next 2 games. And then have them come back.
Finish those last 3, and if they lose those 2, they'd be 11-6 if they do that. The Browns, though, the Jaguars, the Bears, the Texans, the Jets, and the Bengals, they don't actually have that hard of a schedule moving forward, as hard as the Jaguars do.
You got the Bears. Bad news, Bears.
What's the people on Instagram do? They're like, you gotta do it to the camera. I'm just gonna go Browns. Yeah, Browns beat them. Browns beat them. They're gonna win. It's gonna have to be a low scoring game. 20 to. Oh man, it's gonna be like 2014.
2014, another good year. I'm gonna go with the Browns, and I think it's gonna be really low scoring. Like, you may not see a touchdown this game. You may not want to even tune in. It's going to be, and this is going to hurt my fantasy team too. I think it's going to be 9-6 Browns.
Gosh, that's going to be a horrible game. Lions versus Bears. Who you got?
We
know this guy. We know Dean's answer. He's got the Bears winning, even though they're freaking awful. They're 4-8. The Lions are 9-3. They're going to wipe the floor with y'all. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm going to have it like 35-28. It's going to be a higher scoring game.
Dang. Even when our defense has been stepping up lately.
I'd still think that the Lions are going to walk all over you with Amon-Ra and Gibbs.
That's what you think. But we've actually only allowed 60 yards before contact this whole season.
It's pretty good.
But after contact is when it's bad. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Lions too. But I don't think it's going to be that high scoring. I think it'll be like 24-20.
Okay. The only reason I have it being a high scoring is because I think you guys, the Bears are actually going to show up on offense, like in that first half especially. I think Justin Fields is going to be throwing bombs. I think we're going to see touchdowns in the first half, and it's going to really calm down the second half.
You said Justin Fields? I thought you meant Jesus. That's what it would take.
All right, moving on. Seahawks versus 49ers. I got the 49ers winning that. They're too good. The 49ers are probably going to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, they're my favorites.
Yeah,
Sure.
they're the NFC favorites for sure. I mean, I just don't see a team beating them. The Eagles, if they put some things together, they could have a chance.
Well,
And if the 49ers get hurt.
the only problem with this game is they did just come off the Eagles, whoop the Eagles up. So they could come out lackadaisical. And
They could. And Gino's shocking people, so.
But I'm going to stick with the 49ers.
I'm going to stick with the 49ers as well. And this is going to be a weird game because if you go back, I mean, they just played.
Got blown out, too. Seahawks got blown out.
They just played each other.
Yeah. 49ers.
I got the 49ers winning. I'm saying that the score is going to change, though, a little bit. It's going to be a lot higher scoring for the Seahawks. They're going to find some ways to go score on them.
Well, but the 49ers just got Chase Young. I wonder if he was in that game.
He probably was. That was just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he'd be there.
I think so. And then, so this is my score here. I got 49ers beating the Seahawks again, but much closer. It's going to be 31-35. 35-27.
35-27. I'm gonna say the 49ers get it done before half, 28-0 at half, and then the Seahawks start getting garbage time points, and then it's 31.
Oh, and that's the first midday slot.
I think it'll be 31-14 by the end of the game.
Next thing we got in the 3 o'clock slot is Vikings and Raiders. Josh Dobbs has been playing okay.
Not against the Bears.
Not against the Bears. The Raiders. No.
Yeah.
I got the Vikings winning this probably. Let's look. Golly. Y'all won by a safety.
I think it was just field goals.
Pretty low.
Yeah, we had.
They don't have the highest scoring games, but what we know is the Raiders. They actually have a decent defense this year, don't they?
Yeah, a pass rush. Good pass rush.
So I'm gonna have the Vikings winning here. 23-10.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders. If you lose to the Bears, that should be a telltale sign your season's over. So I'm gonna have the Raiders winning 3 field goals from Carlson. So it'll be.
Is that your fantasy kicker?
16. Yeah, in one league. So I think
Look at this guy giving you biased news. He just wants his kicker to kick 3 field goals.
No, there will be 3 field goals. I've already seen the game. 3 field goals and a touchdown. 16 to 10.
Okay.
The Vikings can only get 10.
Broncos. This is 3:25. Broncos Chargers.
Division game.
And the Broncos have been playing like
hot. They've been hot.
They've been playing good, and then the Chargers have been lackluster, actually.
I think they won last game, though.
They won because it's the sorry-ass Patriots. Remember, their fans are wearing bags over their heads. Mm-hmm. They're awful this year. I'm probably gonna pick the Chargers though here. They're gonna bring themselves to 6-7, and the Broncos will leave 6-7. I got them putting something together here. Is Keenan Allen? He's there.
Yeah.
He's not hurt. Okay. So I got them putting something together this week. I got the Chargers winning 28-25.
28-25. I think Sean Payton and the Broncos keep the hot streak going. The Chargers
not 25.
Are a mess.
Sorry. 26.
26. The Chargers are a hot mess.
25 is actually a pretty rare score.
The Chargers are a hot mess right now. Yeah, I got Broncos 17-10.
17-10. So we differ there. And we got Bills Chiefs at 3:25. Great game. Always fun. The Bills actually not having as good of a season that many people predicted. And the Chiefs are doing what they normally do. Mm-hmm. Somehow without the...
Well, not like how they normally do.
Yeah, you're right. The Bills and Chiefs are both kind of lackluster. But if I know anything about the Bills, they show up when they play the Chiefs.
They do.
They show up when they play the Chiefs.
It's going to be a great game.
It probably will, and it's going to be high scoring. I'm talking like But I could see it going to overtime.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking 42.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking like 38, 32 or 42, 37 or something crazy, you know?
Yep. I can see it.
That's what I'm going to say it is. It's going to go to overtime. The Chiefs are actually going to come away with it.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs are going to come away with it in overtime. 38, 35.
38-35. Josh Allen loses another one in overtime.
But by a field goal this time.
Um,
His friend is not overtime, and these games go to overtime.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs too, but I think it's going to be low scoring. Because Andy Reid knows, Patrick Mahomes knows, they can't just score 35 like they used to now. So I think the Chiefs defense is going to show up like they have all year. It's going to be 24-17. Just a basic.
Yeah. Just basic 1940s football for you right there.
Actually, I'll say it'll go into overtime.
All right. And then we got, on Sunday night, we got Eagles versus Cowboys. Another division game.
They just played like 2 weeks ago.
Exactly. And I got the Eagles winning. They're just the better team overall. The Cowboys, they're great. But whenever they just are missing that last tier. They're like in the A tier.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles, 49ers are that S tier, especially the NFC. And it's so weird how the climate of football has changed. Now all of a sudden, we're talking about the Bills and Chiefs aren't playing that well. And we're talking about the 49ers, Eagles being the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
It's weird how things flip that way. And the Bears are still very bad.
Yeah.
It's weird how things stay the
30
same.
years.
Who you got?
I'm going to go Cowboys this time because they like to split it every year. It's usually a split in y'all's division.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Cowboys are going to pull it out. I don't know how, but it's just going to happen.
Right.
1916, a weird-ass score.
1916, huh?
That was a weird year. I remember.
I think it's going to be high scoring.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. I think you're right that the Cowboys probably will pull it out. History says they should, but I think the Eagles win it. They're going to improve to 11-2.
11-2.
And they're going to win a very high scoring game, possibly overtime. Jalen Hurts is going to do the tush push for the win. It's going to end 28-21.
28-21.
In overtime. And the last two we got for this week, guys. Packers, Giants on Monday Night Football.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to take the Packers by a large margin. Probably, I don't think the Giants. I think the most they get is a couple field goals. I think it's going to be 24-6 Packers.
Wow. I do got a lot lower scoring game. I probably got the Packers too. The Giants, though, are sneaky. They can make it a dogfight in there.
They can make it scrappy.
You know what? I'll actually switch my answer up. I'm not going to go with the Packers. The Packers should win, but I'm going to pick the Giants here, folks. I think the Giants are going to win a nail-biter, 13-10.
13-10. That would suck for me. Well, it would be good as a Bears fan, but I have their defense in fantasy.
Last game of the week, Titans-Dolphins. I think we all know who's going to win that one, just off of personnel and playbooks.
Yeah, they're really sneaky. Not a sneaky. They're a really good team.
Are they AFC?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
They're
look at
probably
how
the
the
favorites.
climate of football has changed, folks.
Mm-hmm.
We went from NFC being absolute dog shit. The 49ers are probably the only team that was ever halfway decent for the past decade in the NFC.
Yeah.
And then you come out here and Bills and Chiefs start rolling, and then all of a sudden they're just back into obscurity with the Bengals, all them. Now you got the Dolphins.
Yeah.
A historically awful team, and unless you go back to the 70s, and even then they weren't Super Bowl winners.
Mm-hmm.
They were Super Bowl goers.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I like Mike McDaniel, and I think we all know who's going to win. It's going to be Dolphins, and they're disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Titans will actually keep it closer than the Broncos did whenever they got 70 dropped on their head. But I think we're going to see another one of these type games. Dolphins are going to drop 40, 42 on them. I got it, 45. Dolphins are going to drop 45.
45.
And the Titans are only going to get about 28 of those. 21, 28. Something like that.
Yeah.
So I got it 42 or 45-28, and I'm hoping Derrick Henry gets all 4 of those touchdowns.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins too. 37, but I don't think the Titans. They're gonna get all their points in the fourth quarter.
Gosh, see, they don't let up. If you go through the Dolphins game, like they're not stopping just because they're up a couple scores. They will keep it going.
And we go 37 in the. Who are they playing? Titans. 37, and the Titans only score 17 in the second half. Yeah.
If we got every one of those right, who cares about the scores? If we got everybody, all the wins right, you got to subscribe. That's the
Well,
rule.
if we get them all right, you won't see us again. We're going straight to Vegas.
That's right. We're buying lottery tickets and going
Yeah.
straight to Vegas. But thank you guys, and this was the Couch Media. We'll see you in the next one.
Sir.